What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Think Tank GX podcast. Today we have two guests and myself. Go ahead and introduce yourself, T.
What's good, y'all? Is T here. Been playing for 5 years now. Not going for my invite because I have to focus on being a TO here.
Lame.
Yeah. And, that's about it. Still going to London, though.
Alright, and we have one more, our boy Joe.
Hey, what up? I'm Joe from the NorCal area. I've been playing Pokemon TCG for about 3 years now. I will not be going for my invite. I will be focusing more on judging. As for London, who knows? I might go. Seems like fun.
Jeez, I guess I'm the only dumb person going for their invite, I guess. And it's ya boy, Billy. You already know it rolls off the tongue, it's so easy.
Oh,
I regrettingly will be going for my invite because I'm dumb. And I've
But
been
you got
playing
this.
for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years? I don't know, to be honest. Whenever Flashfire ended and Furious Fist started, however long ago that was.
That's 5.
That's 5?
Yeah.
Alright, it's been 5. I'm old. Thanks.
Yeah.
Alright,
I was like, that's when I started.
We have a few topics for today's podcast, and we'll just briefly bring them up to you so you guys know if you want to skip ahead. Maybe we'll link them or something like that if you want a particular thing to listen. We're going to talk about worlds, some deck choices for cups, matchup guides for those decks, why the market has been going pretty crazy, buyouts and such, what decks can abuse Welder, is Welder what's breaking these decks, or are the decks just broken, and we're going to be talking about rotation and how decks did at the DC Open. So anyone have something to say first, or should I go?
Alright. I got this. Worlds was ridiculous. I'm glad Shintaro didn't win, but I'm upset about how he lost.
Same.
Does that make sense?
Because you probably could have guessed Blacephalon winning or placing. No one would
Oh,
have
yeah.
been like a straight Mewtwo deck won. Because anyone who was talking about Mewtwo was like, oh, throw it in Charizard. Oh, throw it in Pikarom. Oh, it was just like an adverb to other decks. It wasn't
Yeah.
its main deck. So that was definitely a shocker.
But, like, I don't like, because I understand, I feel like Shintaro should have gotten a penalty, but much sooner. But, like, his penalty during finals, stupid.
Yeah,
I
I feel like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I feel like that penalty, just the timing of it, like you said, was a little rough. It did cost him game one. It did kind of meet a lackluster finals. But from what I've heard and seen, the penalty was probably given appropriately. But it's just kind of a crappy thing to see on stream. I would like to see in the future maybe more lenient policies during finals matches. These guys are under ridiculous amount of stress doing these finals matches.
Especially on stream worlds. They're
definitely,
playing
yeah.
for how much money is the difference between first and second? At least a few thousand?
I think it's like, the difference between first and second is like 25K.
Is it really?
Yeah, for Worlds.
Y'all, go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to pull it up in the background.
Yeah, because I think it's first gets 50, and then second gets 25.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and and I don't think Shintaro was doing anything malicious. I mean, the dude was
Definitely
probably
not.
stressed out of his mind, and I know I would be in that situation.
Yeah.
Seems pretty rough.
I just think it's dumb because the whole time, during the whole promote thing, the whole table was happy-go-lucky. He was even, like, memeing, He was like, do I do this? Like, he was
Yeah.
being charismatic, and they didn't, tap his shoulder, like, hey, because it doesn't matter if you've been warned once. In the heat of the moment, you're just thinking of, is this the thing that's going to cost me 25K or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he was still able to, like, be like laughy about it is just crazy. Like, cause I would have been like, nah, I would have been like, oof, big
Yeah,
oofs,
stressing.
and I probably would have did the wrong play. To be honest, I think he only had one choice, in my opinion. Like, he just had to go for it. But at the same
Yeah, but
time,
he was like, is this gonna cuck me out of it though?
yeah, basically. I can't find it because they have all the World's 2020 stuff up, and
Oh, I think it should be the same.
no, but there's just like where it's at and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I just don't like. I just would have loved to have seen. Oh, what the Shaq News. I just would have loved to have seen like a instead of just a straight. I'm not asking for leniency because I think that's the downwards part. Oh, here it is. First place got 25,000. Second place got 15. So you're playing for 10K.
Okay, so it's
That's a
10K.
lot of money.
That's still a lot.
Especially when you already know, like, I'm sure they tax it for whatever state they give it to, right?
Oh, they tax it. Yeah, they will.
Like, it's based on where the tournament is, though, right? Not like where you live.
I'm not too sure about that.
Pretty sure that's how it works. Comment down below if
I
you
hope
know.
that's.
I'm
I was
pretty
like,
sure that's
I
how
hope
it works.
that's how
I
it
remember when they
works.
talked about Fortnite, and they said the dude lost hella money because of the New York tax thing.
Oh yeah.
So the dude lost more than half of his money.
Yep, that's the government.
But anyways, that 10K is a lot to put stress on, and the fact that he was still a little bit happy-go-lucky about it is kind of like, I would have loved like a little tap on the shoulder or something, because even the other guy was like, oh man, he was already thinking about his next play.
Yeah.
I don't want leniency because that's a slippery slope. If you like, because then how are you going to decide when to be lenient, who to be lenient on, and then it's going to be a whole thing where it's like, let's be honest, it's not even the judge ruling that people are mad about. I mean, that's part of it. The thing about it is, judges have been being more and more lackluster. Like, you can see on stream, there's just judges who are sitting there like, I think I memed it to T. I don't know if I put it in the chat. There was a dude who was just sitting there looking off into the wind. Like,
Yes.
he was not watching the game. And
He
I
was-
get
he
it,
was not
you're
paying
doing
attention
8
to the match.
rounds, like, it's gonna... But maybe to keep it fresh, they, like, do a new judge every round so the guys can, like, stretch their legs or something. Because some of these dudes are just don't care. Top 8, top 4, that's no excuse, though. Like, you should... There's 3 judges there. The main judge and
Yeah.
one on each side, and probably, like, an interpreter, I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yep.
depending on the language barriers. Like, it's just... Judging got good for a minute there. And then they banned a few judges and stuff, and then for some reason people are just getting too comfortable, to be honest. And there's not enough new blood to make those people like feel threatened. You know what I mean?
Joe, you gotta go to Worlds now.
Yeah, because Joe could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
speak on it a little bit more, because I've been out the judge game for a minute. But a lot of you're gonna see the same 20 to 30 judges at every regional,
Oh yeah.
and when
I mean,
they're
I-
only hiring around 30, or I wouldn't say 30, I guess, but 15 to 20. And when they're only hiring, I don't know the exact number, so this is a guesstimation, like 30 judges max, maybe more.
I mean, I can't attest to that. I've never judged a regional, but
Well,
I
I've
imagine they hired.
volunteered, but not like I volunteered at Worlds and regionals and stuff. And it's the
but
same faces every time.
yeah, it's one of the reoccurring things that at least the community has noticed is it seems that there's always a lot of either misplays or like a double attachment or something game breaking going on that the stream catches that the judges don't necessarily catch. A lot of that's likely due to fatigue with
And
you know,
apparently
long
they have
days.
someone watching the stream too. That's what I heard. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's true or not.
they probably do.
And their delay
but it
doesn't
seems they
seem
catch it.
too,
Yeah.
too late. Like, I don't think they have that much of a stream delay, if any.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think
so then how would just to open up that discussion, any ideas on how to improve the catching these mistakes on stream? or not on stream necessarily, but as in real time as the events are going.
The thing about it is, I think the stream is the reason why that judging is being bad. Is because, let's be honest, this is probably the same judging that's been happening this whole time. It's just now we can see it. We have
Now
video.
we can see it. Yeah.
Like the same reason why we've been catching so many cheaters. These people have probably been doing this for years. It's just now, instead of like, what, there used to be like 6 regional streams a year. Now we have every like, there's people saying, hey, I'll bring you my stream, bring my stream set up. Like, donate to me to pay for internet and stuff. Like, it's very hard to where there isn't at least one regional being streamed a weekend. So more and more people are being caught. And more judges are being noticed that, for lack of a better word, that they suck.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say, like I said, it's more so fatigue. These guys are top of the line judges.
Yeah, I'm not trying to speak for all of them. I'm just saying there's a lot of judges that are just on cruise control.
Yeah, but that, understandably, that can be due to fatigue, having judged like
of
a
course.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Like,
event.
you're doing,
like,
8 to 10 rounds, and if they go
it gets ridiculous.
according to time, it's 8 to 10 hours, but let's be honest, I think I've only been to like 3 regionals in my whole 5 years that either ended early or went as accordingly.
Oh, Jesus.
I get it,
yeah,
but then there's
I've
ways to solve
never
it, like
had
I
that.
said, like, substitute a judge in between rounds. Because every judge there, you should trust to be able to be a stream judge. Because if not, don't hire them. You know what I mean? Like,
See, like,
if
originally,
I'm hiring you
I
as
thought
a regional judge, I should be able to trust you to do any part as a judge. Maybe some higher than other. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll trust, like, so-and-so with more of the seniors or something like that. But if I need you to do something with masters, I should be able to have X amount of trust for you to do this. And they've been doing better, because I'm still in the forums and stuff. They're doing, like, more, what's it called? Like, well, they'll, like, Q&As and stuff like that. Like, behind the scenes. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. Whatever. I don't judge. But they're trying. Yeah. It's just, like, it's the same thing that Pokemon is always doing. They're a little bit always late to the party. Like, with the money thing, I feel like they're a few years too late. But now that we're here, I think we're in a good place. Now we just gotta step up to judging, and those are whether we like it or not, having good judges is what's gonna make these tournaments better. And
but
not
here's
to say
the thing.
that we don't have good judges, but I think the main thing
Pause.
was consistency of the judge ruling, is what I think Joe was getting to, but we just didn't get there.
But pause. No. How do we make stream judges better? Or, like,
Basically, how do we improve is more the conversation.
Yeah, I think
because
the way to
originally
improve it is substitute the judge. I'm sorry, I was a little bit long-winded there, I guess. Like, because you're saying it's fatigue, right? So have one dude do first round and then swap. I guess that's a little bit more work, because then you have to, like, hey, you go run up there. That might suck for whoever's organizing the event. Or just, something. Like, that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Or just have people who want to judge.
Originally, I thought their idea to fix it was to have multiple judges up there. But as we've seen, that doesn't always work out.
Yeah, like when they did the Shintaro thing, I don't think any of the 3 judges there caught it. I think it was whoever was watching the stream.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone, like, phoned in through their headset, and then they said, yo, stop.
And, like, even, what was it? There was not the ruling on stream, but there was a ruling earlier in the day.
For Shintaro?
Where, no, not for Shintaro, but for someone else, where one of the judges, the head judge, said that Dedenne works under power plant.
I didn't hear it was the head judge. Not to say you're lying.
Yeah, head judge.
I think that ruling got reversed pretty early, from what I heard. But yeah, that was pretty odd.
I've heard dumber things like Lele under, or
Lele under Garb,
like Garb and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm just like, we can't have these judges at Worlds.
long story short, I think the only way to get the judging better is I don't know, help with the consistency. I think the main thing is the consistency of the rulings. Like you said, one round the dude was dead under the stadium. We can't have that. Cause then like next round, some schmuck is gonna try and do it and be like, oh, so and so said the head judge. You know what I mean? And then it starts a downward spiral.
Yeah. Mm.
I think that'll be fixed, but it's gonna take some time.
Yep.
But we were a little bit long-winded on that one, so let's go to deck choices.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Everyone give your favorite highlight from Worlds, though.
Oh, real quick, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say my highlight from Worlds is when the poor seniors trophy broke, and this man stared at it like, "What is this?"
Yeah, that was pretty
And the
unexpected.
fact
Yeah,
that
that-
he was the first one, and everyone was just like,
Uh,
Bro, that thing was on Reddit, on livestream fails, all these Reddits. It was like that. You can't have that happen, bro, because he just barely touched it and it just collapsed.
he didn't even touch the part that fell.
Yeah, he held it where you're supposed to hold it, and then the part that supposedly screws on just fell off. But that's my favorite clip. I don't know about y'all.
Joe.
So what I liked about Worlds, I liked seeing the recurgence of Gardevoir Sylveon. From the get-go, that deck was always kind of outclassed because there was a lot of decks that could... Reshizard kind of stomped all over that deck pre-rotation. It was cool seeing it played in the... doing relatively well, actually. They were in day 2. How many Guardy Sylveons did we see?
I'll pull it up right now.
2, 3...
I don't have it set. Oh, I don't have the graph.
It
Looks
was
like
a lot.
5, 6,
Yeah.
7...
We should have had the
8.
graph.
Pretty good amount. Looks like
I think it was 9 out of the 22 people they said.
about 10. I counted 10, but
Might be.
yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was good seeing a little more deck variety. Also, a little bit surprised at the performance of Malamar in
Or
Worlds.
lack of.
Yeah, or lack of performance.
Looking at
I mean,
not to interrupt you, my apologies.
Go
But
ahead.
looking at the list, I'm sure you watched the stream too. It was never talked about, and the only time it was talked about is where is it. But I'm looking at the placing. There was some day 2s. Like there was a lot, some Giratinas,
mm,
some baby Giratina, and one with the chomp. And there's a bunch of them that made D2 actually. They're just like in the 70 to 80 range. So none of them like that were on stream. I think that was the main thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that deck had a huge target on its back with the release of Giratina Garchomp.
Yeah.
In addition to the native consistency it has by retaining Mysterious Treasure. I think in general decks are ready for it. There's a lot of Lysander Labs being played for the spell tags. But yeah, good Worlds. I was very happy with it. It was
Entertaining,
interesting.
definitely. I didn't expect the variety. Not gonna lie, because usually when rotations happen like this, they just go to what was good before. But with this
Yeah.
rotation, I don't think you could do that for most people. Like I don't think that was possible, which is why I was a little shocked about Pikarom. I know there was a lot
yeah.
there apparently, but I'm looking at the day 2s. And apparently there was a lot, but like I expected more for some reason. Was there even one in top 8?
Yeah, there
was one in
was
top
one.
8.
Am I the only one
Yeah,
that
it was,
expected way more than that?
Yes.
Yeah. I expected a couple more.
Because
I was
on
like,
paper,
I expected
think
at
we
least
can all
2.
agree that would probably be the most consistent deck. Period. Right? On paper.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought consistency would just rule, but apparently we were wrong. What about
No,
you,
apparently
T?
18 energies. Apparently
Well, I mean-
18 energies in a fire deck rules.
I mean, you're not wrong. Consistency is king, right? I mean, for example, look at the Mewtwo decks at the top. You know, those have access to Cherish Balls and Mysterious Treasures as well.
I've
and
seen
Welder.
Weird Treasure and then Pokecom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just with rotation, everything else kind of dropped down on the consistency level, so it's a little more even across the board. Um,
Pretty
yeah.
much, and I like it. It's annoying, but I like it. What about you, T?
Uh, my I have two highlights. My first highlight is Behem going 6-0 day one
Yep.
Bro, I had
because
to Google
that
how to
deck
say
was
that.
yeah, that
Apparently
deck
it's
is
B, like exactly
disgusting.
how it's spelled, B-E-Him.
Yeah.
I had to watch the anime clip. Because people were saying, telling me that my boy Christian was like, the deck's trash. I'm like, oh really? It's 6-0 right now. Because we were talking about
Bruh,
how does it beat Pikarom? Because everybody was saying Pikarom, Pikarom, Pikarom. The man beat
yeah.
Pikarom at least once, I believe.
Yes, he beat one Pikarom, two Reshizards, Guardian, and then I forget the other deck he said. Oh, the Oranguru control, and then something else.
Oh,
But
Rangaroo
like
control. That's a horrible.
he was, yeah, he was like, this deck is lit. But then he changed like three cards from the list from day one, and then went 2-5 day two.
Oof.
But that's a deck like I don't even know if you play that the second day though, because you have the biggest bullseye on your fucking head, your fudging head.
Oh yeah, everyone was playing Hoopa for the Ninetales. So like when you have, because for those of you that don't know what Hoopa is, it's uh it's like a baby Weavile. So it's 10 plus 20 for each Pokemon with abilities that your opponent has.
Hmm.
All right, so
So
we'll move on from that. Overall, Worlds was a win in my opinion.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So
I agree as well.
let's do like our top choices for cups. For me right now, I'm just gonna do one, maybe two. I still have faith in Pikarom. Just on paper, I just don't see how you can not at least like place at a cup. Then my first one, it's got to be one of the fire decks. I'm leaning more towards Blacephalon, but as I asked these guys before, I don't know how it beats Malamar, or I just haven't played it against a Malamar enough. And then of course there's a few baby decks popping up here, like the Behemoth, like that's probably awkward. What other baby type decks are there? I don't know, but those would be my two choices. I think they're the most consistent. Blacephalon just one shots everything, and then Charizard, I'd probably put that as like a 1A for me, but it's a little bit slower in my opinion, and it doesn't have one of the best cards in our format, B-String. So that's
True.
why I would play Blacephalon, and my second choice would be Pikarom, just because it's so quick. It's like, and people are still putting in the Mew, but without the search cards that we have now, unless they're like Malamar or something, I don't think they're gonna get it out most of the time. What about you guys?
Joe.
For cups, my top pick would probably have to be Malamar. Malamar, when it sets up, I think is really good in the format. You could play it a lot of ways. You could play spread variations with the Giratina Garchomp. Um, you can also just use single prize attackers with Giratina and recycle it. Spell tags. It's pretty versatile. Also, Esper is busted card. Um, it's a lot of stuff. So I would say if you're trying to go hard at cups, I would probably play Malamar. If I had to pick second, I would probably pick Reshizard or Pikarom. These decks are tried and true and have proven themselves. They're pretty consistent. Um, yeah, that's my two
You have
cents.
no faith in Brownie Boys?
I mean, Bonnie Boys is pretty good. He's got some good energy acceleration. Um, I mean, I want a cup with Bonnie Boys. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I was
good.
gonna say Blount's got his cup win, so I mean,
Yeah, I am impartial to Blondes. But yeah, I mean, Blondes is good too. There's a lot of good decks out there right now. It's just the one that stands out to me the most is Malamar.
And that has like the whole Greninja thing. It can beat itself a lot.
yes.
Yeah.
What about you, T? What are your two choices?
Uh, my top pick right now, after like testing the entire format for like the last 2 weeks, is still Green's Reshizard
Oof.
because Green's is a busted card. Welder is also a busted card, and I think that deck just abuses both those cards very well. Um, my next pick would actually have to be Malamar, and I think Malamar
Wow.
is disgusting. Yeah, I didn't think I would like it at first, but I think Malamar is disgusting. Just like the straight baby variant with like one Tina Chomp, and then like you're just playing Giratina's Esper. That deck just runs through so
What does
much. And
Esper do, just to remind me?
Esper, you pick a Pokemon your opponent has, and it takes 20 for each damage counter it has.
It's a
That's the
psychic and
3
two
energy,
colorless.
right?
Yeah,
I tried to
psychic.
Yeah,
fit
Psychic.
that into Wheezing, but it wasn't possible.
Yo, that card is nuts. Like you can hit something with Giratina for 130, and then next turn it's gone.
It's
For
nuked.
each
It
Yeah.
damage
vanishes.
counter, you said?
Yeah. So you hit them for 130, and then the next turn Esper will do 260.
Wow.
Gone.
Oof. It's a good card. I haven't seen too much of it being played. There has been some hype on Fonte and Verbank about it. Um, but yeah, it's a good card. I would definitely play as a one of in my list
I'm surprised no one said Mewtwo. I thought at least someone
because
would say
Mewtwo's
it.
trash.
You don't
No,
like it?
Mewtwo's
No, I'm personally not a big fan of Mewtwo. I think you could tech against it pretty easily.
The
Power
stadium?
Plant completely just shuts the deck down.
Hmm.
Um, Also, I've been messing around with a lot of stall decks, and Keldeo just shuts that down as well.
And they can't
Um,
play the stadium because it stops themselves.
yeah,
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
of course.
any deck that you can like easily tech for is just not a deck I want to take into cups, especially if it just won Worlds. That thing has a target on his back
Oh yeah,
already.
yeah,
I
definitely.
just think, to be honest, I'm not trying to think that much. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I feel like this deck is like, alright, like you gotta hope they flip over something revealing turn one. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
discard this. I mean, you're probably always gonna dump a Charizard. Probably. Actually,
or you
no.
put it on the
This guy
bench.
only played one. I thought he
Yeah,
played two, so he would dump one and then bench one. But those are pretty good.
um,
I'm kind of mad that you guys both basically chose Malamar. Because I'm biased. Malamar is just... Everyone has that deck, no matter how good it is, it just won't work for you. And Malamar is that deck for me where it just... I could have the world's champions deck list, and it won't function for me. Like Greninja was that deck for me. Night March was that deck for me for a little bit, and then I just said I'm gonna dump my hand. Oh, it works now. Turbo Darkrai, I decked myself out every time I tried to play it.
gotta play it better.
Like there was just certain
you're good.
decks, no matter how good they are on paper, they just didn't work for me. And
Oh
Malamar is
wait,
one of them.
yo, you know what deck I really want to play and I really want to get to testing is the Infinity Stones deck.
Shut up.
Yeah, what's the
Who's
The
offense?
saying that these names are what we need to call decks? Because no.
the the Malamar Naganadel deck.
Oh,
The Naga
yeah,
Chess or whatever?
Naga chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
They-
really difficult to play. I played against one of the cutter tap guys at one of our league challenges,
Bro, you're gonna
and
have to notepad that. Like, there's no... You have to. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
be
you
like...
also have to play it very fast because you have to get your lock loop, and
Do you mean Lucin?
no, well, Lusamine and because you can play Sedinja in the deck. It's very similar, like where you kind of mill yourself and then you can control by putting cards back with Brock's Grit and then you can just recycle Shedinja, uh, and then they can't take prizes.
Alright. Well, that's pretty crazy. Let's
Pretty
go.
nasty.
Oh, I think we should just do matchups over the decks we chose. Since I
Yeah.
started first, I guess I'll go again. Sure, why not? Blacephalon, like I said, I think it bodies any GX deck, hands down. Baby decks, like before the rotation, it's probably going to struggle a little bit with.
hmm
It might be a little bit easier now that you have the Dragon Naganadel, where you can hopefully snipe some stuff on the bench that they're trying not to have kill, so you don't have to custom catcher it.
Oh
And
yeah, I
then you
forget
can
that
just...
card as a snipe attack. That's really good.
And then
Yeah.
you can use the baby nags to hit the Malamars and stuff. But I still think Malamar is going to be a tough matchup for it. If some people start playing Keldeo, I guess that's going to be a tough matchup. And since I've been playing online, anytime I see a Guardian, I just scoop. I've
Why?
They put an Ultra Beast Fairy Charm, and I scoop.
That'll do
So
it.
here's what you gotta do. You gotta tech the one
Nah,
Lysander's Lab
no. And then
and the one Lusamine.
and then what was the second deck I chose? Pikarom. Pikarom, I just think it's like the new Eviltal to me, to be honest. I think it's the deck that's
Yes.
going to give you 50-50s or better versus everything. And the deck that
I
it was
can
supposed
agree
to
with
be bad against, Reshizard, for some reason, since that one regional or internationals where everyone thought it was going to get dumpstered on and then it won, it's been steadily beating Reshizard every time. So, I don't know.
So to touch on that, because my pick was Reshizard, um, it it had a really good matchup against Pikarom when you played Choice Band. But when DDG dropped the ability Reshizard deck, they cut Choice Bands completely.
Oh, is that what
Which,
it was?
yeah, which I feel like was wrong. Yes, it made the deck a little bit better. I don't
Oh,
think it
so
made
you
it more
have to
consistent.
GX them to get a knockout now.
Yeah, you have to do the 300 GX knockout, but then like how do you take out the second Pikarom, and now how do you take out Choo Choo?
Yeah, Choo Choo is such an annoyance.
Yeah, so now like without Choice Band, the deck lost a little bit of power. Not like too much because like there are other decks you can take out, but like when it comes to Pikarom, it's a real like actual 50-50, like
So
who sets up better.
you think it's 50-50 now without Choice Band?
Oh yeah, high key. Like originally after testing a matchup, it was like 70-30 if you played Choice Band, and then like 50-50
For
without.
Zard?
Yeah.
Alright, and what do you think about Malamar since you already talked about Charizard?
Malamar is disgusting because you can play it as a one prize deck,
And what would be
and
your preferred, the baby psychic?
uh, the Tina. So I've been testing a Tina Chompless with one Tina Chomp and then a Ditto and an Aerodactyl
Disgusting.
because Aerodactyl pretty much auto wins you the
Pikarom.
I've seen that,
Pikarom matchup.
and then like Machamp's floating around, and
I think
Yeah.
Machamp's trash.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've been with Malamar. I've been kind of playing around with more so straight up Ultra Necrozma. It seems a little more consistent to me, at least. I think the deck's nuts. In agreement with T, because you can pretty much stream one prize attackers very efficiently, and you can find your parts relatively easy. And you can knock out any tag team in the format out of nowhere. If you got 3 Malamars on bench and you can just set down a Ultra Necrozma attached triple psychic recharge switch, and then you're just like destroying anything in the
yeah,
format.
once that deck
Yeah.
gets going, it's a force.
Yeah, it's hot.
And what was your second
Oh.
choice?
Same as T, pretty much Reshizard or Pikarom. I think T pretty much got the nail on the head.
So you guys both mirrored each other, just had one first, one second.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because I've tested Charizard a
I think
lot.
he had Malamar first and Charizard second, and you had it reversed.
No,
No, that's
I had
backwards.
Charizard first.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He had
Yeah.
Malamar first and Charizard second, and you had it reversed. Charizard
Yeah.
first, Malamar second.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's get to the dumb part of the podcast. We're talking about
All
how
right.
everybody and their mom is buying out card after card, and for some dumb reason, net deckers like me are buying them. So let's start off with the first one, which apparently has dropped back to normal pricing, but a
Thank
few
God.
little dirt-ditters definitely bought this card at $10, and that's the Nine Tails. What is
Nine
this? Nine
Temptations.
Temptations, where you discard 2 flyers, and it's basically a Lysander. As day one was going on, I was posting this in our chat, like, what? Someone give me one of these, because I only had one, and I'm pretty sure it played 2.
Yep.
So what is your, I guess we're talking about the thought process. Do you think, I don't know if any, I think T, you said you do a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh sales. So
Yeah.
how does this correlate? Does that actually work? Did people actually
Buyouts?
buy this at $10, or was it a myth?
Oh, buyouts definitely happen. Like
Does
especially
it
like,
work? Is what I'm saying. Like you always
oh, does
see
it?
it happen.
It makes the buyer money.
Yeah, but do they actually like just because they were at $10? I'm gonna assume that they sold. Let me go to like the last page.
So, I'll give an example from last season. So last season when Dustbane Necrozma dropped, me and a couple of friends all bought out the baby Mew, the one with free retreat that can copy a bench Pokemon's attack. So we
Baby
bought them all out at 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
We bought them all out at 50 cents. The price jumped to $4, and we had them all. And people bought them at fours.
So it's pretty much you're making at least your money back, if not more.
Oh, high key. Like I bought 5 sets myself and I sold all 5 sets.
Wow. And then
So it's
the
like
thing, how long does that usually stabilize, or does it is it basically Worlds is over, so everyone's back to the regular prices, or?
it's basically like now that Worlds is over, people can kind of like, downshift a little bit.
Because I'm
Like,
seeing some are still on here for $10. Like if you go to the last page, there's a few.
yeah,
I mean, those won't
but like,
sell.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
yeah,
It seemed like the undercut, if you want to call it,
because like,
happened pretty quickly.
uh, before day one of Worlds, Dedenes were $20 a piece.
Yup.
After day one of Worlds, they jumped to 30, 32.
And see, that's a card where I wouldn't even call that a buyout. I expected that to be like a $25, $30 card. But maybe that's just because I've been in the game for 5 years. I don't know.
Like, I knew it was going to be the next Shaman, where, after rotation, Shaman was all we had after Jirachi left. And then Shamans were like, what, $80, $100?
Yeah, something
And
like
then
that.
the same thing happened to Lele, like, the next rotation after. Like, I knew this was going to be that. But, like, when they announced rotation and the price didn't immediately jump, the price didn't immediately jump, I was just like, okay, maybe we're not going to have that. And now here we are with, what, full arts are how much?
45, I think it was. Regulars
That's
are at
stupid.
30 right now. And I think
Yeah.
the full art is pulling it up right now. It is load 47 with shipping. So
Yeah.
48.
Yeah, because full arts were like a $2 difference from the regular art originally.
See, I think that's like a key, because that happened to Lele too. If you remember, for the longest, full art Lele was like within
The same price.
$5
Yeah.
or the same
Yeah.
of regular. But then all of a sudden, somebody was like, "I'm fed up with this," and then reset it.
Yep.
I don't
And
know.
that's what you gotta do in market shift.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of gross that you could do that in the market.
And people are posting these, like, I don't know if people know this. People are posting these before the cards are even shipped to them. They're like,
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, I got 20 coming. Let me post like 10." I think, I mean, to be honest,
I was
devil's
like, wait, are you
advocate-
talking about me?
No, well, you should have said that before I finished what I was about to say. I think
Oh, okay.
sites like TCG Player and stuff, they need to, like, I think it would take too long to do this, but like confirm that they have the card. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. Like, you're technically getting the cards, but I don't know. It just feels kind of scummy in a way.
I personally think it's just, from a business standpoint, so much easier if you already have access to the card and you've already
If you already
paid
got
for
it
it.
guaranteed sold, that's
Yeah.
better for you. Stress off
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah.
And then prices
then
could
being-
change too. That's the main thing. Just because
Oh,
you
yeah, so
reset
you
it
gotta-
to $15 doesn't mean jack if it doesn't sell for
Yeah.
$15.
100%.
Like, look at those people who, when that Facebook video came out or whatever, when they were trying to tell people that the base set cards were worth hella money, like Bills was going for like what, $100 or something,
Yeah.
and then everybody and their mom thought they had freaking fortunes.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
people.
And apparently a few people bought them cards because it was mainly rich people who were just like, "Oh, I've seen that card when I was a kid." But
the nostalgia comes in.
to wrap it up, market prices are pretty crazy. The Dene is crazy. Ninetales. Any other cards that you guys notice?
Mew Mew's shown up a bit,
Solgaleo.
and
Mew,
Solgaleo. Solgaleo got bought
Solgaleo.
out.
Yeah, that's a big one because that was like a, I don't know if it was under $10, but it wasn't whatever it's at now.
It was like 12-ish.
Yeah.
Because when it first
Now
came
how much
out,
are they?
um, is it SM 104? Yeah,
I think so.
2320.
Uh,
Yeah, when I saw that card got bought out, I knew I had a couple just sitting around back from the days. Like
I
I
have one
remember.
because locally, apparently it didn't get like stores didn't get a lot of them. So we had a few locals who just basically bought out our city. So I had
Yeah.
one.
So I remember. I think it was early last season or the previous season where that card got announced, but it was the North American release date got pushed back,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that card was getting some hype.
because of
'Cause
the weakness.
Yeah, because at the time, I think Gardevoir was like the big deck,
Hmm.
Oh, baby.
and people were like, "Oh, this deck, it's autoimmune to fire. Fire can't do anything to it.
And it one shots
It's
Gardevoir.
it's one shots Guardy. It's beefy. It's got stage 2 problems, um, but yeah, I bought a couple when those came out for ideas, and I just I used them at a couple tournaments, put them away, and then yeah, sometimes you never know when something you buy cheap is blowing up.
Oh well, apparently it crashed recently because the market price. Oh no, it's just one person posted it at $12.
Well, it got what were the peak prices it hit? It hit like 30,
How do you
30
see the
something.
charts on this again?
I'm not sure.
Um,
But what's really sad is you can go on Amazon and buy the box for like $22,
yeah,
and
that's
the
when it's
promos were
done when
bought
it's
out.
more
Yeah,
expensive than the.
Then the box, yes.
yeah.
Anything else you guys saw? Jump up.
Nah,
No,
that's about it.
I would just advise to, well, at least what I do is when cards get printed and then get released, if anything looks remotely good, I'll typically pick up a playset.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, like those Ninetales, when those Ninetales released, I was like, wow, this card's gonna be nuts after rotation. I bought 4 of them for maybe like 80
The
cents.
GX blocker.
No, the Lysander
No,
one.
the Nine Temptations.
See
Yeah,
that one? It was one of those. To me at least, because I usually do that, but for some reason I just didn't pull them. So I didn't know it was a card till like later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good card.
I bought a box and pulled none.
I mean that's the problem with boxes now. There's just so many cards. So I stopped buying product. It's like the card. It's much more cost efficient to just buy singles.
Yeah, you're gonna have more initial investment, but like to put it this way, folks, I bought every single one of my Tapu Leles at like $30. I didn't pull one, and you know how much money I saved because I didn't have to buy them later? A lot.
True.
Yeah.
Them things were, I think regulars were $80 for a little bit.
Yep. Full arts were 95.
Because I remember people were comparing it to the Mewtwo when it went like dumb prices.
Yep. Hypers
Top
were
it up. If you gotta
120.
buy it one by one, do that. Or know a buddy. I think some shops, if they trust you, they'll like hold a card for you. I don't know if they'll do like a layaway type thing, but
Dang, where you shop at?
I'm just
Yeah, I
saying,
was
like,
gonna say,
try,
tell
like
me.
talk to people. Trade value, get them little by little. Because I know when I first joined, it was the initial investment. Like, it was crazy to me, but for like Magic players and stuff, like, oh, that's nothing. But like, I'm a
Oh,
little
yeah.
poor boy. I'm just gonna say it. Spending $20 on a card just to me seems like a lot. And I know
Yeah.
for your average player, that might seem like a lot too. So if you gotta spread it out, do it little by little. Because if you can even stop yourself from just buying one, so let's say if I only bought 3 Lele's or whatever, and I needed one, spending 80 or whatever on one wouldn't be as bad as spending 80 on all 4. I wouldn't have bought it at 80, but just for example,
Yeah.
I would have just
All right,
borrowed.
and I know you gotta go soon. So, what decks can abuse water? Who got it?
I can't think of a. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I can make Wheezing work, but I'm too lazy to try and figure it out because I feel like it would take a lot of work.
That's interesting.
Like, cause To be honest, Worlds gave me newfound hope to where like Fire Engine is just that good. And
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's kind of
feel
that's
like
gonna be our topic right after this. Is it Welder that's just good, or are these decks that good? But I think it's to like touch into it a little bit. I think Welder, the Fire Engine, is just that good. And then two attachment. Hello, it's my DCE. I don't think Weezing's gonna break the meta, or if I even get it to work. But me being biased, that's the thing that comes to mind. I don't know if you guys thought of anything.
will so I will agree that the Fire Engine is just busted and not the deck per se. Well, yeah, I'll go with that. The Fire Engine is disgusting. Like Whimsicott's abusing it. Um, you're talking about wheezing. That's disgusting.
If I
But
could get
then
that to
like
work, I'm telling you, it's gonna break the format.
Team Up Charizard can also abuse it, and that I think is like really nice because that deck has a lot of problems
Team
being
Up
a stage
Charizard?
2 deck and all. Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
one that hits itself.
yeah.
Someone
yeah,
played that
Puts
at our
20.
locals the other day.
Yeah, one of our local guys plays that quite a bit. Shout out to Flavio.
Yup.
He's my baby. Um, yeah, he's won a few challenges, and I think he's
He
but pre-rotation he topped
he
the cup
placed a
with
few.
it.
I think he did get an art cup too.
Yeah, yeah. He's the deck is it's got stage 2 problems, of course, but I like to see what that deck can do post rotation, but lacking Fire Engine's good, but lacking reliable Pokemon search options for non-GXs is what kills the deck.
So
yeah.
you can't think of nothing besides the obvious ones right now.
No,
Nothing.
not really. I mean,
Like,
Whimsicott, Mewtwo, Reshi's are
Hmm.
pretty good.
To be
yo, I
honest,
didn't
I know
even
we
put.
all don't really like Mewtwo, but I think that's the only deck that's just gonna keep getting better. Cause they're eventually gonna find a way. Like Stadium War is not that hard to win.
Oh,
Especially,
100%. Like they were playing the one reset hole Marshadow because you can search off Mysterious Treasure.
Hmm.
That way you don't have to find one of your 5 stadiums to
I
buff a
forgot
stadium.
that thing had a decent attack on it till I got bodied by it locals the other day. Like,
Yeah, that card is disgusting. It takes out Naganadels too in the Blounds matchup.
and I think we all basically agreed that the Fire Engine is the winner versus the Dex, right? Like it's hands down
Yeah.
better.
Well, I mean, hands down, yeah. If you don't have the energy acceleration is what makes it nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm attaching 3 energy. Like the thing that
Yeah.
I'll take it back is I forgot who they said did it, but one of the announcers at World said somebody was weldering and not drawing 3 cards because they didn't
Oof.
know you were supposed to draw 3 cards. It was one of the quote unquote pro players, but I can't remember who it was. There's like, oh, it was so busted. He was just doing it for double attachment, and he didn't realize he also got to draw 3 cards, and he still played 4. That's how busted it was to him.
That's pretty bad. If that's
That-
true,
that-
that's pretty bad.
But if
That's
you erase the
beautiful.
3 card draw and you go off of just normal Pokemon, it's still pretty busted. Like look at
Yeah.
Blacksmith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the energy acceleration. And that in a format where there's not really outside of Malamar and like Blacephalon, there's not that much energy acceleration. Like some decks have, there's like Tapu Koko Prism, but
I
yeah,
think it's
without
a,
Welder,
I
those
think
decks
it's
wouldn't
an
exist.
unplanned welcomes. To be honest, people are gonna be pissed about it because every deck's gonna run Welder and the Fire Engine. But I think it opens us up to more variety. I think we'll see a couple more colorless attackers or stuff that could attack with fire or easier way to abuse this because it's just going to keep it fresh, to be honest.
I feel like we'll see a Silvally deck pop up because I completely forgot that Silvally was still in
That's a
rotation.
deck. Yeah,
They reprinted
Yeah.
the
it got reprinted in Ultra Prism.
Yeah.
the one with the
But-
free retreat or whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the issue with that deck, so it lost fighting and psychic memory to rotation.
Wow, it lost some of them.
Yeah, it lost those two. I believe it lost those. But it kept like
Water.
some of it kept water. Yeah,
Fighting's
grass.
a hard one to lose though.
Yeah, that you kind of need
You
that
said
because
you
it's
lost
got.
psychic too.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, those are the
That's
first two.
hard
No.
ones to lose.
The fighting one I'd miss. But I wonder if there's a way you could utilize Silvally in this format. It's got Turbo from discard, which is pretty good.
Well, you're not getting hit by nothing fighting for the most part.
Yeah, there's no
True.
fighting doesn't really exist. I mean, you can tech some fighting stuff. Machamp, Marshadow. You can still play Buzzwole. Aerodactyl GX seems to be the fighting tech of choice for decks that play Ditto Prism. But
Sure.
overall, I mean, I would like to see a Silvally deck work. I've kind of tried to get it to work in the past, but it can be kind of clunky. And but there's some cool tech options you can do. Free Retreat's pretty good. Yeah, I'd like to see someone to get it to work. I'd definitely give the deck a play if somebody got it to work.
So
All
I
right,
think we
and
pretty
then
much talked on the rotation a little bit, but just to overall, I think rotation, as much as I'm a little bit annoyed with it because, you know, my crutches are gone and I have to learn how to build a deck again, because it's the same thing as when Versus Seeker got rotated. Everybody was like, brain can't, I have to play 4 supporters now. Like, it's
right.
going to take some getting used to, and I'm sure we'll get a good draw supporter so we don't have to use Lily Cynthia all the time. It's usually, from what I remember, after big rotations like this, we'll have one rotation of just trash, and usually the second or third one will get another decent supporter, like a draw supporter. So I
Hey,
have high
we have
hopes.
we have a really good draw supporter,
And
Ingo
no,
and
no,
Emmett.
no,
Yeah.
we don't.
In-
No, we don't.
Ingo and
And also,
Emmett. It's just a
The
baby
fact that
Sycamore.
Naga Chess as a deck just shows that we don't have good draw supporters.
True.
I mean that deck existed, you know, last format too. So I
But
don't
do
think
you guys think
necessarily
rotation's a plus so far, though?
I think so. There are a lot of good engines out there. The start of this rotation, as compared to last rotation, there wasn't really that many variances in engines. I mean, you got welder engines, you got greens, Jirachi.
I expected
Pretty.
more Jirachi, to be honest.
I mean,
Same.
yeah. I mean,
I
the
thought
big
Jirachi
deck
would
that
be
played
like
it.
a $25 card right now. I don't know what it is. I'll look it up real quick.
They're
I mean,
almost 30.
Are
what
they?
plays it? Just pretty much Reshazard and
Some Malamars? I think
some
the
Malamar.
Ultra ones play them.
Yeah,
They're
the-
marketed
Some
at
Pika
28
ROMs.
right now.
Some Picarams play it. But I mean, with Guzma gone, Jirachi Zapdos died.
That would be so good right now.
I mean, if
Mhm.
you had, I miss a reliable switching card. Like I'm sure most people do. 2 gust effects in a game is like not nearly enough. I do think Guzma was overpowered,
Mm.
allowing for sloppy play, allowing you to switch and
It was a Supreme
gust.
crutch.
Yeah,
Because it
I would
also
like to have
it got you
Lysander back.
out of stalls, for lack of a better word, but then also you can be
Mhm.
aggressive with that. With Lysander, you just brought something up and you would stall their stall.
Yeah, I would like to see Lysander get reprinted.
I think that'd be pretty good because it wouldn't break nothing. Because you don't
True.
have VS Seeker, you don't have a Lele or something like that. I think
You'd have to actually play like
it'd be an
4.
actual good card. I just don't like,
Yeah.
because I don't know about you guys. I feel like it depends. All of my games depend on if I have 2 catchers in my hand.
Oh, heck yeah.
The games where I
Yeah.
do, I win. The games where I don't, I lose.
Yeah, catcher is busted right now because we don't have Guzma or Lysander. And having a gust effect is just, I feel like, necessary for Pokemon because we've always had one.
And then, unfortunately, I do have to go very soon. But I want to touch on the DC Open, since they apparently posted this today, according to T, I think, said it. And let's just
Yeah.
go... is this Pidgeotto Control is apparently what they're calling it?
Yep.
For one,
Yep.
I want to say this. For all those haters who said Pidgeotto is a bad car, you know what I would say to you, but we're PG now, boys. I like how his list isn't on here, but I'm pretty sure he posted it on like Verbank or something.
Yeah, the list is pretty nasty. So just a question: what can I haven't tested it, but what can that deck do versus Malamar? deck that. I mean, I'm assuming you're playing some
That's
kind of
your
lost
guys'
zoning.
field. Like, I didn't even look at it. I saw what it was, and I was like, this is a T deck. I'm out of here.
Oh, bruh. So it's for Oranguru. It's like a it's a 3/3 line of Pidgeotto. It's what else? It has Mars. It's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, it's got a
following.
couple giraffes. So the objective of the deck is to just recycle your crushing hammers.
Oh, sorry.
And
It's a 4/4 Pidgeotto,
yeah,
two giraffes, two Articuno, one Ditto, and then one of the bench barrier Muse. And it's literally just run your opponent out of energy.
Did anyone
So
see? Sorry about it, because I was just looking at it. What is this Nagnadel Malamar? Is that the Naga chess?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
yeah, Infinity Stones. You gotta get it right.
Infinity Stones.
Sorry.
But so the deck also plays like two Lieutenant Surges, so you can double Mars them in a turn.
Oof.
So
And then
basically
it's just
like,
your.
It's like, oh, you thought Zoro chess was bad.
Oh yeah,
I just like that every format there'll always be some kind of degenerate deck, and I'm all for degenerate decks.
I will say, just glancing over it. Sorry, I think I keep interrupting you, but
Nah, that's no problem.
there is a lot of Charizard here, boys. There is. This is only top 16, and day 1 had 5. Day 2 had
yeah,
4. So pick
yeah.
up some Charizards. A lot more
True.
Malamar in the Open doing better. So I don't know. I think what's his name that they call him Mr. Malamar on Verbrink?
Rukan?
Rukan.
He's the one who said the reason why Malamar didn't do good is because people have bad lists, and Malamar is a very list dependent deck.
Can agree.
But sorry,
I-
were you
I mean,
finishing your point? Go ahead.
I also think Malamar just has some issues in best of 3. Mirrors are nasty, and then also, from what I've seen, it's difficult to close out a third game with Malamar. Just the games could take a little bit longer. There's a little more setup involved. But
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much that.
it's really setup and skill intensive, and it's annoying.
Oh man, do you remember the days when someone discovered Chimeco? I think it was Rukan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
Rukan.
man, that our NorCal meadow was gross. It was just Malamar everywhere, everywhere, everywhere Chimeco.
Yeah,
But
that was disgusting.
overall, I think the DC Open looked pretty. Malamar did way better in comparison to the Worlds. Was it like a few hundred, like 500-600 in the Open? Does anyone know?
Oh, $5.99.
Yeah,
So
because they
basically
capped out, I
600?
believe. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just right
Well, no,
here,
well,
624.
that was Flight 1 and Flight 2, so you gotta add them together. So well over
Oh.
1,000
Oh,
people.
I didn't even see it said flight there.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
basically,
yeah,
1,200.
the other flight was
Yeah, 'cause-
624. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Disgusting.
Open, if I'm not mistaken, it capped out on players.
So how do we know
There.
what won? I
We
know
have
we
two
know
winners.
what it won, but
Yeah, we have 2 winners.
oh, was that how they did it? So it was
Yeah,
basically
they made two regionals, or 2 internets,
Yeah.
basically.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of players. Yeah.
Say goodbye to your top 16 if you didn't go to the Open. That's all I'm gonna say. This is 32 people who got a big jump start on you.
Oh, yeah. So true.
I bet you Keon's glad he was in the Reshizard flight and not this other bull. But yeah, unfortunately, if you guys are done, I gotta wrap it up. We'll try and do it a little bit longer. I think we did it for roughly an hour.
About, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll
Yeah, it was
try and not try and rush. I think we rushed a little bit towards the end. That's partly my fault. But like I said, this has been the Think Tank GX podcast. We'll be a little bit better next time. I think we're gonna be doing this weekly. T, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
We'll be doing this weekly. I don't know when we'll be posting this, but we're recording on Thursdays, so hopefully we'll get like a
Should be
scheduled
posted.
Saturday
Should be posted by
latest,
Sunday.
probably? Sunday? Okay. So
Yeah.
look for it Sunday on what's the YouTube? We'll link it. But
Break even TCG.
at youtube.com. Go ahead, check us out, like, comment, subscribe. You already know the drill. This has been your boy, Babe Boy, my homie T,
Was goody.
and Joe.
Yep, thanks for having us.
See you guys next time.
All right.
Deuces.
Later.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, leave a comment of what you want to see next, and subscribe. T here from the Break Even TCG channel, signing out.